December 7th, 1941, a day that will live in infamy, as was said by President FDR at the time. But just about a week to 10 days prior to that, what was happening with all those ships out there stationed at Pearl Harbor? They were getting ready for Thanksgiving. Stick around because I'm about to show you a drink that at least one group was getting ready to enjoy. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Speakeasy. Today we are going to do a special drink for me in the sense that I was in the military and I want to do things that remind me of special times in the military. And as I stated at the beginning, this week is Thanksgiving and not too far away is December 7th. But before Thanksgiving 1941, or on about Thanksgiving 1941, the USS Oklahoma, one of the ships sunk at Pearl Harbor, was preparing for a Thanksgiving dinner. Now, in that Thanksgiving dinner, they had a cocktail. Well, this was, I'll post these, I'll pull this up on the screen so that you guys can see it better. This was their menu. Here is the front of the menu. Hawaii Thanksgiving Luau, 1941 for the USS Oklahoma. Now, page 2 shows what the commanding officer, his name H.D. Bodie, the executive officer J.L. Kenworthy Jr., the supply officer J.J. Levasseur, and the commissary officer V.E. Sutton. Now, page 3 shows us what their Thanksgiving Day luau menu was. First and foremost, a papaya cocktail. That's what we're going to make today, a papaya cocktail. Now, everything that I've looked for, I have looked for every type of papaya cocktail 1940s-ish. And I can only find drinks. There's not a papaya cocktail that is like a shrimp cocktail or a fruit cocktail, anything of that nature. All I find is a drink cocktail. So we're going to make a papaya cocktail today. But just take a look at the rest of this menu. It's your standard Thanksgiving Day menu. Now, I will say, oyster dressing, I'm out. I have smelled and tasted oyster dressing one time, and I will never go there again. I'm a southern boy, if you consider the Oklahoma area southern, because we have nothing like oyster dressing around here. I want regular old giblet gravy and regular old giblet dressing. Even stovetop stuffing is better than oyster dressing in my world. But anyhow, check out the rest of their menu. And then even after you get past the dessert, the hot pumpkin pie and the ice cream, you get cigarettes and coffee. All right, there's your luau. So you've got your personnel there at the bottom. J. Tato, and that CCSD is Chief Commissary Steward. So those three guys there, J.J. Tato, H.H. Ostberg, and A.J. Hatton, were the Chief Commissary Stewards for the USS Oklahoma in 1941. Now on the back page, you see just a drawing, a reproduction of Coquet Head. I don't know what island that's on, but that is obviously something there in the islands to get people in the mood. Now, back to this drink, a papaya cocktail. Now, this is a 1946 version of the Rum Connoisseur. Now, this was produced by Ronrico Rum Company. Now, this, like I said, was a 1946 version, and as I was researching this, trying to come up with a drink related to the military, related to Thanksgiving, and then I ran across this whole menu for the USS Oklahoma. I ran across a gentleman, I forget his name, I'll put it up on the screen. He did what he was calling the Pan American. Well, he found that in the Rum Connoisseur. Now, he had the 1941 version of this, and it says that the Pan American has papaya syrup. So the 1946 version calls for passion syrup, not papaya. But I have no idea why between 1941 and 1946 they went from a papaya syrup to a passion syrup. Well, you know what? I'm doing the 1941 version. So I found me some papaya syrup. We are going to do the 1941 version for the USS Oklahoma papaya cocktail. And the reason that we're doing the Pan American is because that is the only thing I can find anywhere online that is a cocktail drink that has papaya syrup. If any of you out there know of anything that is a papaya cocktail from the 1940s, or God willing, if anybody out there has a family member that served on the USS Oklahoma in 1941 or earlier, please let me know what this papaya cocktail was, because I hope that this, what Ronrico is calling the Pan American, I hope this is very similar or this is what it is. I would love to make that exact drink if I could come up with it. Now, just some history on the USS Oklahoma. After 1941, when it was bombed, they did manage to get it up off the floor of the harbor. They did manage to right it. They salvaged everything they could off of it. They determined that they were not, the Navy determined they were not going to save it and salvage it as a battleship. So they sold it to a salvage company. This salvage company then decided to tow it to the mainland, and guess what? It sank about 500 miles, either 500 miles away from Hawaii or 500 miles before it got to America. It sank, and now it sits at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. So unfortunately, the USS Oklahoma never served again as a battleship after 1941. But it still holds a place in my heart because I'm an Okie. All right, let's get to the drink. What is in this drink? Again, according to the Ronrico, the Rum Connoisseur from Ronrico Rums, 1 teaspoon of bar sugar, a ½ ounce of lime juice, 1 stick pineapple, 1 teaspoon passion syrup, a dash of Drambuie, ½ ounce Ronrico Red Label rum, ½ ounce Ronrico White Label rum, 1 ounce Ronrico Gold Label rum. Now, and then it also says Waring mix, and they're talking about a Waring blender at that time. Waring mix, 3 ounces Ronrico ice, and Ronrico ice was a particular type of ice, which they actually explain in here somewhere what they considered Ronrico ice. I can't find it, but so I'm not worried about it. I don't have Ronrico ice. And serve in a 10-ounce glass, half filled with Ronrico ice. Decorate with a slice of orange, a green cherry, and colored straws. I'm going to get as close as possible today to this menu, or to this recipe. I don't have any Ronrico rum. I don't have green cherries, but I do have red cherries. And the Ronrico ice, I'm just going to go with the ice that my ice maker makes, which is a small cubed ice. It's not large ice or anything. So let's get to it. All right, we're going to start off with a shaker tin right here. We're going to start adding our ingredients. What we're going to do is add all of our ingredients to the shaker tin, add some ice, shake it up, serve it over ice in our glass. So first off, we're going to go with a teaspoon of sugar. To make things easy, I'm going to go with 1 cube of sugar, which equals 1 teaspoon. Next off is 1/2 ounce of lime juice. I'm just going to cut up a lime here. I'm going to take that fresh lime juice, squeeze it, and use that for our lime juice. And then pour that on top of our sugar cube. Then we're going to take a 1/2 ounce of pineapple juice. Then we have 1 teaspoon of papaya syrup. Now this was, again, I ordered this, found this online. This was $17. So I'm already in this cocktail for 17 bucks for 1/2 ounce of papaya syrup. If you have other cocktails out there I can make with papaya syrup, please let me know in the comment section below. Then we're going to have a dash of Drambuie. Now, this is Drambuie. This was $40. This is the smallest bottle of Drambuie I could find. So now I'm into this drink, $57 minimum. And we're going with a dash of Drambuie. Now that gets around to about 1/4 of an ounce. Now 1/4 of an ounce is going to be, whoa, about to drop my jigger there, just 1/2 of a 1/2 ounce. So again, if any of you have cocktails out there I can make with Drambuie and you want to see it, put that in the comment section below. All right, then we're going to go with, I believe this is a 1/2 ounce of Ronrico Red Label. I don't have Red Label. Now Ronrico Red Label, according to this little book, I'll pull this up on the screen here. There are 3 different kinds of Ronrico rum. Actually, there are 4 kinds of Ronrico rum: gold label, white label, red label, and purple label. Gold label is 86 proof, white label 86 proof, red label 90 proof, purple label 151 proof. Now, these are no longer available, at least not that I could find anywhere. So what I'm going to use today in place of Ronrico Red, because Ronrico Red says it is a heavy, rich, pungent, full-flavored rum. Okay, to me that's a dark rum. So I'm going to use Bumbu XO rum, and that is a 1/2 ounce of Bumbu. Now, all of my rums I'm using today are only 80 proof. This is not going to be as strong as the original recipe because I don't have any 151 rum, and everything I've got here is only 80 proof, including the ones I'm going to add now, which you look at, the next one's supposed to be a 1/2 ounce of Ronrico White Label rum. Now, according to this book, white label is most delicately flavored of all rums. The ideal mixer used straight as a liqueur used in cocktails, lighter tropical cocktails. So I'm using another Puerto Rican rum, Don Q. This is Cristal. Again, this is 80 proof. We're going to put a 1/2 ounce right in there. Last but not least is gold label rum. And I'm going to use Don Q gold label rum, Puerto Rican rum. According to Ronrico, their gold label rum was ideal straight and in tropical drinks or any drink in place of whiskey or gin. And it was also 86 proof. Well, this is 80 proof, but it is Puerto Rican rum. So this is a full 1 ounce of gold label rum. Whew, glad I didn't knock that over. Okay, we got everything in there. Now we're going to add ice to this. We're going to shake this up until it's chilled. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to transfer this into my other shaker because I'm much more confident about not spilling it. All right, we are chilled. Now we're going to serve this over crushed ice or small ice. And I'm going to use the small ice that I have available. We'll fill up our cocktail glass here. Strain this over this ice. Yeah, that was perfect. All right. And then it says that we give it a decorate with a slice of orange, green cherry, and colored straw. Now, I don't know if they say a slice of orange, if they mean a full orange wheel, a slice to put on the side. Here's what I'm thinking. Slice of orange straight down inside like that. And then I'm going to grab me I don't have a green cherry, but I do have a cocktail cherry. And then a colored straw. What's a good color? Let's go for green. And there you go, folks. Right there is your Pan-American cocktail from 1941 to 46, depending on which book you have. Wonder what this tastes like. Wow, that's good. That is a fantastic cocktail. I'm certainly going to be making that again in the future. And I would encourage you to go out there and find you some early, old style cocktails from when cocktails were classic and speakeasies were awesome back in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. Mad Men movie made cocktails great again. Wow, that's a good cocktail. Tasty, tasty, tasty. I hope you enjoyed today's Thanksgiving special cocktail honoring the USS Oklahoma and the fine gentlemen, the greatest generation, as they say, those fine gentlemen that served and died serving our country on the USS Oklahoma on December 7th of 1941. But at least for Thanksgiving 1941, they were able to enjoy a good Thanksgiving luau and a good cocktail before that deadly day in America's history. Hey, thanks for watching. Please be sure to give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. Come back and see me next time here in the Speakeasy.